Now we have a little bit of good news. President Trump recently did a deal with the Democrats that's actually not that bad. I know, right? Now, recently, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi managed to get a deal with Trump that would raise the debt ceiling and give billions of dollars in aid to victims of Hurricane Harvey, about $8 billion. That's more than he was originally going to send towards people who had been impacted by that hurricane. So, hey, wow, would you look at that? Now, I say that this isn't so bad because, well, mainly of the Republican reaction. According to Politico, many Republicans were furious with President Donald Trump's budget deal, stunned that the president quickly gave in to Democratic demands to pay hurricane relief with a 3-month debt limit hike, though getting nothing in return. Hey, man, what don't you love about that? Look, when Republicans are pissed, that's usually a good sign. I'll take it. Not only am I taking it, I might actually give Trump a little bit of credit for doing it. Bravo! We'll do a slow clap for you. Hey, you did the right thing. Now, and the reason they say this, the debt limit, you don't want to fuck around with the debt limit. Harvey relief, again, you don't want to fuck around with that. Okay? So, now the fact that the Republicans are pissed off, that the fact that they lost their chance to play politics, well, that's, again, a good thing. I love it. Now, some Republicans are like, hey, man, look, we were going to do the deal anyway. We just wanted to play some politics. We wanted to do some, some kabuki theater, maybe extract some, spending cuts or something like that. And they were kind of pissed that Trump basically said, no, I'm just going to do the deal. And screw you guys. I'm just going to go and do this deal without you. And they were a little pissed. Now, speaking about the relationship between congressional Republicans and Trump, one senator, preferring to stay anonymous, told The Hill, quote, "It is a low. The deal to push the debt limit to December isn't that big a deal, but the undercutting appears to be a jab." Now, again, it's probably why because Speaker Ryan and Mitch McConnell were going to play politics with the debt ceiling and Harvey aid, again, to get spending cuts, because that's what they do. That's one reason that the Republicans wanted to wait or wanted an 18-month debt limit increase. Not only that, but that would extend it past the midterms, so they wouldn't have to deal with it until after the midterms were over. Well, Trump just made sure that they're going to have to deal with it as the midterms get closer. So there's more politics, right? And that gives the Democrats actually a lot of leverage in these negotiations because they can't get anything passed without Democratic help. So in 3 months in December, we're going to have to deal with it again. What are the Democrats going to get in return for that? Very interesting. This is actually very politically good for the Democratic Party, especially if Trump has been willing to play ball. Now, what's funny is that recently, Paul Ryan's reaction before this deal was made, he called this 3-month proposal, quote, ridiculous and disgraceful. As for Trump, he feels like this is an absolute win. Now let me go back to Politico. He said in calls with with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi Thursday morning, Trump raved about the positive news coverage it had received. In fact, he seemed very pleased with this decision. Here's why. Trump specifically mentioned TV segments praising the deal and indicated he'd been watching in a call with Schumer. And he was jovial in a call with Pelosi and agreed to send a tweet she asked for about the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program. He also indicated to both leaders that he would be willing to work together again. One person familiar with the call said, quote, he seemed super upbeat. Now, another person familiar with the calls said Trump told Pelosi that her coverage was even better than his, and he said the press has been incredible. Now, look, think about that, right? The reason that Trump's in such a good mood is because, hey, the press is saying positive things about me. Oh, that liberal media that I love to rag on, that I absolutely hate, but I can't stop watching, they're saying nice things about me. Yay, I love it. Look, this is a guy that pays attention to media much, much more than any other president. You think President Obama paid attention to what Fox News said? Not so much. Maybe a little bit. A little too much for my taste, but not nearly to the amount not nearly to the extent that Trump pays attention to cable news. So he sees a positive segment on Morning Joe or CNN. He's like, oh my God, yes. He's a child. You say something nice about him, he's like, yay. I'm so happy. Yes, you did something good. So, and look, so when he does something good, it turns out even the so-called liberal media will praise him. So maybe if he keeps doing decent things, he'll get more praise. That's a good thing. Maybe you should start doing more decent things, less awful things. That might help. Because if media praise is all it takes to get him to do stuff that makes sense, well, shit. We should do that. But again, he's a child. So, and at least we're using that to our advantage. Now, I realize, too, that this is corporate media, right? This is the establishment. So they will praise him for doing establishment things as well, which is not the greatest thing in the world. However, again, if it keeps him from doing even worse things, then I guess I'll take it. So, because look, I don't know about you, but I'm not a big fan of blowing up the country. Okay, I actually care about getting decent policy. So if he starts doing decent things for that media coverage, then I'm not going to complain too much. So now, as far as the Democrats go, they're extremely pleased because they essentially just played him. Pelosi herself bragged that she had gotten results after asking him to tweet reassurances that Dreamers shouldn't worry about being deported over the next 6 months while lawmakers try to secure DACA, a DACA fix. She said, I was telling my colleagues, this is what I asked the president to do, and boom, 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 the tweet appeared. Now, the New York Times also reported that one more area of possible agreement could be a proposal advanced by Mr. Schumer to eliminate the requirement that Congress vote from time to time to raise the debt ceiling and raise it automatically. Mr. Trump said, quote, it could be discussed. There are a lot of good reasons to do that. Well, yeah, I have to agree. Remember, the debt ceiling is not adding new debt, right? It's simply paying our bills. Why should we have to continue to vote to pay our bills? Look, to make the stupid household versus government comparison that conservatives love to do, do I have to, get together with my wife and vote to whether or not we pay our bills? No, that's ridiculous, right? And government shouldn't work that way either. We should pay our bills. That's simple as that. And look, that's why Schumer's idea is a pretty good idea. And that's why, look, it's a good thing to have Donald Trump go, yeah, you know what? That's not a bad idea after all. Great. Now, the only reason to try to use the debt limit to get things is to play politics, right? Now, that explains why McConnell and Ryan are not very happy about this at all. So, but look, I've been saying that the president's a man-child, right? Now, he watches too much cable news, but in this case, that actually seemed to have worked to our advantage. That's not to say that we're in a golden era of bipartisan with Trump suddenly, but like anything, you got to take your victories where you can get them. And this one is at least a victory. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.